Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. What a wonderful day. I was very bearish in the morning, but looking at this price action, I wish I had been more bullish in the morning. But I think the markets are not behaving as per the fundamentals, at least that's my belief, because I'm looking at all the things happening all around and I'm saying, how can the market go up? But I think it's a trend changers market. If you follow the trend and invest along with the trend, probably you will make much more money than trying to do fundamental analysis and technical analysis. That said, let's look at where everything fell. Now, I'll just give you a quick glimpse of the futures. Futures are up 1.84% for S&P 500, 1.89% for NASDAQ. It has been a very strong day and we managed to stay above this line of support as we mentioned in the morning, and we have gone into this area of supply. And I think looking at the futures, we are still progressing ahead, steaming through. And I want to pull this diagonal line of resistance across because now this becomes relevant and it's going to sit right out here. So this is what it looks like. And if we break through above this, I think that will be fantastic. Right now you can see the MACD is also becoming much more, it's bearish, but it's going over the signal line almost ready to cross over. Momentum has also picked up a lot. So everything is going in the right direction for S&P 500. So probably on Monday morning, we could see a lot of more positives out here. NASDAQ is up 1.82% in the futures. Again, MACD is almost mended and it went below the lowest point in the past, which is this green line out here, and it's bounced back up again. This line is where we used to bounce back in the past. This was the lowest line. So we have been to the very bottom and we are back up again, ready to cross over to the bullish side. And momentum is also picking up very rapidly. So overall, things are looking great. Our support held at 18,558.75 and our resistance held at 19,243.00. Same thing remains for the future. Dollar index has deteriorated further since we saw in the morning. It's now below $1. It's at 99.84. And if you look at the 10-year yields, the 10-year yields are still elevated at 4.48. At one point during the day, it had gone all the way up to 4.585. So things have been fluctuating a lot. The insides of the markets are all churning around, and if you look just at the stock performance, it looks really good, too good to be true. We are looking at potential recession and the bond market has got problems with yields. So I don't know, we just have to follow the trend, I suppose. So let's go on and have a look at where S&P 500 ended. If you look at S&P 500, it broke above the resistance of 5,285.09, thereby converting it into a support. And now it has still got a resistance that we mentioned in the morning at 5,396.69. Next, if you go and have a look at NASDAQ, NASDAQ also has been able to break through the twin resistance lines out here. I'm just going to color them green so that we can know that they are support. And now our support going forward is going to be 18,593.09. Our resistance continues to be somewhere around 19,023 or something in that vicinity going forward. Again, MACD is improving, momentum is also picking up. QQQ also did extremely well. It has engulfed the previous day's bear candle and it has gone above the resistance of 450.25, which I'm going to mark as a support for Monday. And our resistance for Monday is going to be 468.07. So this is the range. And I think we already met our bear flag target. So I'm no longer suspicious about this mending taking place out here. I would just like to see more of higher highs and higher lows so that I can assume that we are back into a bull channel. Otherwise, the trend is basically bearish. And if you look at VIX, VIX has tamed a little bit. It has gone down by 7.76% and it's gone below the support which it had of 40.09. And I'm going to make that red as a resistance. And let's go to put call ratio, which is looking quite bullish indeed at 0.78. That's very bullish. And gold is up another 1.90%. Look at three green candles is a very bullish pattern. Absolutely fabulous performance by gold. And XLP also put up a very good performance, going up 1.25%. So things are starting to look pretty decent overall in the market. And I'm going to go on to have a look at Genomics. And in Genomics, we had a fantastic day. I'm just going to sort this out so that you can see the winners on the top. Editas. So someone had been accumulating Editas. I think it was Mr. Hot Dog. He bought dollar cost averaging into Editas. You must be laughing to the bank right now because it's up 17.12%, and it got stopped by this line of resistance that we had out here. I'm just going to make the line a bit thicker. This is the line of resistance, minor line of resistance we had, and it stopped exactly at that point. And for tomorrow, for Monday, everything is looking good in terms of MACD. Momentum is still in a Goldilocks. It's neither up nor down. It's just at 50%. So that's the only suspicious thing out there. Apart from that, it's set to go up, provided we can maintain the sentiment. This is a sentiment-driven market right now. CRISPR Therapeutics again is up 14.71%. Oh, I wish I had bought it somewhere around 30.60. Very underrated stock. It has gone up significantly, 14% returns. Can you imagine if somebody had bought that 2 days ago for around $30? They are laughing right now because they made a whole lot of money in a very short period of time. And it went ahead and it converted this resistance at 30.68 into a support. So I'm going to mark that as a support. And for Monday, our first resistance is going to be 39.73. Second resistance is somewhere around 40.89. Third one is out here. The pixel has to become thicker so that you can see. And the fourth one is also just above that. So I'm just going to talk about these two. That's enough. I don't see it pushing beyond this unless there is some fantastic news that China has made a deal and the EU has made a deal with the US. Those could be some big news. Prime is up around 13.68%. MACD is looking bearish, but it is tending towards the signal line. Momentum is also very weak. Again, this is the overall sentiments in the market which had brought it down. Overall sentiment in the market is pushing it up. This has got nothing to do with the fundamentals of any of the stocks that we see here. Now, let us look at Ginkgo Bioworks. It was up 11.23% during the day, and it managed to break this minor line of resistance, so which I'm going to proceed to correct and make it into a line of support. And then our next resistance is going to be a bit above. It is this line out here, which is at 9.38. That's our next line of resistance. I could draw one more line of resistance out here and just adjust it properly. So this could become a line of resistance for us, and this is at 11.81. Next, let us look at Bluebird Bio. Bluebird Bio was up 10.28%. That is fantastic. I had stopped looking at Bluebird Bio, but whoever is trading in Bluebird Bio could be making a good deal of money. I don't know what's happening in this, honestly. Next, let's go on to Intelia. It was up 9.45%, and it still could not break through this diagonal line of resistance. I'm just going to pull this diagonal line of resistance out a little bit so that we can estimate what's going to be the resistance for tomorrow. Or on Monday, resistance is 7.57. And then let's go on to ARCG. ARCG did great today. It was up 8.63%, still resistance at 21.95. And it broke through the resistance we had earlier of 19.61, which now becomes a support for Monday. And then if you look at the next one, it is Iowa. I'm going to skip Iowa. Nobody is having Iowa out here. I'm also going to skip mRNA. Let's go to Verve. Verve Therapeutics managed to stay above the diagonal line of support, and the resistance continues to be 3.52, and the support for Monday is going to be 2.87. And if you look at Altimmune was up 6.01% today, and in the process it converted a resistance at 4.22 into a support. So this is going to be the support for Monday, and the resistance for Monday is 5.10. Allogene is the next one. It was up 5.84% today. This diagonal line of resistance of a bear channel now becomes a diagonal line of support, and we'll see what happens when we go ahead. And we have another line out here. There's a line of resistance at 1.79. So that's going to offer resistance Monday. And then look at Beam Therapeutics, which again converted horizontal line of resistance, which happened to be at around 15.01 into a line of support, and the resistance for Monday is going to be 17.48. Illumina did well by gaining 4.94%. I would have thought Illumina should have been doing something like CRISPR, but the China factor is still there, hanging heavy on Illumina. When the China factor goes away, Illumina is going to rebound like a stretched rubber band. It's going to be phenomenal. 74.22 is our support for Monday, and our resistance for Monday is going to be 80.47. Next, let us look at IMTX. IMTX could not manage to break through the resistance of 4.17. It just ended at 4.14, up just below it. And this resistance is proving to be very difficult. And for Monday also, this will be a resistance. And the next resistance for Monday is going to be 4.25. So very tough resistance indeed for IMTX. And then we look at Grail. Grail still could not break through the horizontal line of resistance at 24.02. So that's going to be the resistance for Monday. And the support for Monday is going to be out here at 19.57. So that's the lay of the land, my friends. I'd also like to put Caribou Biosciences into the mix because we always look at that. Caribou was up 1.72% this morning. And it managed to stay within this bear channel. So the resistance for Monday is going to be 0.7791, and the resistance for Monday is going to be 0.9971, and the support for Monday is going to be 0.7791. That's what we have for Caribou Biosciences. So that kind of takes us into the completion of our review of our genomic stocks. And I'm really happy for those of you who had bought CRISPR, or for Hot Dog who dollar cost averaged into Editas. It was not my judgment that things would go very well today. Honestly, in the morning when I was looking at everything, it looked bearish to me. Even now, I'm feeling bearish. I still can't believe the recovery that we have managed. I would think that probably options expiries had to do something with this. I'll be very cautious until Monday before I reverse my stance to being a little more bullish. So with that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. If possible, please join me on the live stream on weekdays in the morning at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'll catch up with you then. Bye for now.